All right, I'm quit this podcast.
That's what this podcast is.
Bye.
It's whatever we want.
It's your podcast now. I'm out.
What's up, guys? This is Christian's podcast, The First Reaction. Sorry, Christian, featuring Uber driver Andrew. Episode 41, Mission Impossible. So I have some. I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna get straight into it. Okay.
Sure.
It's middle of the day, or at least it looks like it's middle of the day. It's really not. It's about 7 o'clock our time here in California, Los Angeles. It's been hot as F.
Yeah.
Ugh, dude, disgusting. I stayed inside all day. Like
Oh.
I didn't go outside until just now with you. Like walking
that's bad.
walking to the parking lot to get in the car.
That's bad.
Like, have you been outside today?
Yeah, I had to go to work and stuff.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Which my office is freezing. It's really funny that everyone has to wear jackets while it's 100 degrees outside.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not joking.
Is it really that bad?
It's cold in there, man.
That is funny.
I'm wearing like shorts,
Why?
and I was cold in there. I don't know. The air just doesn't ever stop.
That's so funny.
So we wear jackets sometimes.
What a random, like, because that was the problem with the other place,
It
right?
was too hot.
Yeah.
The air didn't
And so
turn on.
You move up 3 floors or up a
Yeah.
floor, whatever it is, and
And now the air is always on.
that's funny.
So
I love it. Is it central, so you like can't like adjust it? You're just kind
I
of
don't
stuck.
know. Sometimes they like
Kind of stuck at 55 degrees.
I don't know what they do. Sometimes they like there's like the meter
Yeah.
and it's in the ceiling, like the fake ceiling.
Yeah.
So like my boss will go up there and he'll like try and adjust it.
Yeah.
And I think it works for a little bit and then it goes back eventually.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's up with it.
So, yeah. Well, at least it's cold.
It's so much better than being hot. You can put a jacket on, you're okay.
Have you ever been asked the question, like as a kid, like, would you rather die from like ice or fire? You know what I mean? Like those like ridiculous questions of like,
I don't know if that one specifically. Though.
but like, would you rather die of like freezing or die from like burning up? Mine was always freezing. I'm like, that sounds like a way more enjoyable situation.
They're both, I believe, very painful. So you lose either way.
I don't know. I think
Have
I
you
would
ever-
still prefer the freezing.
Have you ever been really? You've been really cold before.
Yeah.
So like when your face hurts because it's so cold, imagine that, but way worse.
Yeah, but like it's better than like being on fire. Like how do I explain this? I guess my brain and my body does better with freezing than it does with heat.
I mean, like I agree.
Like I prefer that sensation over like it being too hot.
I agree. I'd rather be cold than warm,
Yeah.
but I feel like you can do more to prevent being cold. That's part of my reason why too. Also, I sweat kind of easily, so.
You do. Remember when we used to go on
yeah.
runs?
So yeah, being warm.
my gosh.
So if I get too warm, I'm just gonna start sweating, and then it's
Your
just,
shirt turned into a swimming pool.
Yeah, it becomes a problem.
Yeah. Then it becomes a problem.
It can.
That's funny.
So, you want to talk about this movie, or should we just keep talking about
I don't know.
how we're gonna die?
I feel like we should probably talk about the movie at some point. So I got some theories going into this.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be about a spy.
Ooh.
I know. I'm guessing there's gonna be a very noticeable, very recognizable theme song,
Ooh.
and I think Tom Cruise is gonna break his leg. Those are my 3 predictions.
Good job.
I kind of feel like a sports like caster.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, like
Why?
this is what it must feel like.
Because you have a headset on and a mic.
Because I got a headset and a mic.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think the Patriots are gonna win because they always fucking win because Tom Brady.
we've been doing this for like 6 months now. And
I
you're
know,
just,
but
you're
it
just
just-
getting that feeling now.
Yeah, well, it's because it's the middle of the day. It's like, oh, what a
Oh.
beautiful day for a game of football.
You
Blah,
know,
blah,
they
blah,
have
blah,
football
blah.
games at night.
Whatever, bro. It's different, okay?
You feel exposed.
I'm sitting in the dark usually.
so now you're.
Now all the people get to see me as we drive by. Like, what the heck are they doing?
This is true.
That becomes the question.
This is true. So, let's clarify.
So walk me through. Let's start with this.
Yeah.
Walk us as the listeners, including myself in this moment, us through Mission Impossible, the general like premise of the movie.
What it is and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, just all the stuff.
Okay, so it's a spy movie where Tom
that's
Cruise
right.
is always part of this task force that does impossible missions, quote unquote. So they're doing crazy stuff, and he gets betrayed probably in 2 of the movies or something, where he has to go rogue and then do his own thing and all this stupid spy stuff. If you ever watched an episode 24 or a season of 24, it's that kind of stuff where it's like he's got to do this thing and he's got to go infiltrate that and pretend to be this guy and all. It's been a franchise that's been around for a long time.
Are these the only movies he does now?
They're the only ones that are successful now.
I haven't seen him in anything else.
So-
Also, I've never seen him act
Oh,
that
right.
I can think of.
Oh wow, he's been in good movies. You never seen like Top Gun,
I saw that.
or you never seen A Few Good Men?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Okay. There was a movie I liked that he was in called Edge of Tomorrow that came out maybe 3 or 4 years ago,
Oh, okay.
which I liked. So yeah, no, he's a good actor. He's crazy, but he's a good actor and he tries hard.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I will bring up the fact that he slowed production down because he broke his leg or whatever trying to do some crazy stunt because he's like a 60-year-old man at this point.
Is he old now?
He's like 56.
Really?
Yeah, he's old.
Jeez, he
He-
still looks pretty young.
I mean, you know, when you got the money,
When you got skincare.
you know.
That's, I think, what it comes down to, man. I've been using the skincare system. Tiege Hanley, everybody.
Ooh,
For
sponsor.
those of you who wonder, are not sponsoring this podcast, but they are fixing my face.
That's good.
So, yeah, I think skincare for the win. But anyway, so he looks young.
Yeah.
He's not young.
And he like
He's
halted-
still doing his own stunts.
Yeah, and he halted production on this movie because he's so like dedicated to doing his own stunts. The way I see it going down was
Is he a method actor?
he just likes to he just tries hard. I'll put it that way.
He's
He
not
get-
like, get out the way, I'm trying to save the world here. He's not like Christian Bale.
not exactly.
Okay, that's good.
But I mean, he definitely isn't lazy for the most part
Okay.
in most of the stuff he does.
Yeah.
You know, he has to be used in the right way, in my opinion, for him to have a good performance.
Okay, so he's kind of a one-trick pony.
Not exactly, just like you have to channel him.
I
You
see.
kind of got to channel him. He can't just do everything.
Right. He's not Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I would say he's more talented than an actual acting skill. You know.
I don't know. Although I don't think Dwayne acts.
No, he's just him.
I think this is actually The Rock in his latest adventure.
Correct. We've talked about this, but yes, that is exactly what it is. It is an episode in his
First
life.
it's Jumanji.
Yep.
Then it's, what was that movie we saw?
Skyscraper.
No, the one
Oh,
between
Rampage?
Rampage. Yeah, still in the jungle.
And then
sort
sprinkle a Fast and Furious movie in there.
of. Yeah.
So
God,
I
he's
do.
funny.
I have an issue with this movie in particular, though.
Oh, what's new?
I think I've told you about this.
Andrew's got issues.
It's not. It's a very silly issue, but I just
Okay.
liked how this franchise turned out. So this franchise was about 20 years old. It's a little over 20 years old, and so
Jeez.
there had been 5 movies in this franchise over 20 years, which is impressive that they made that many movies. All
Yeah.
of them were pretty successful. Most of them are considered good movies. The second one's kind of but
Okay.
they're all considered pretty good movies. All very different movies with different directors, and they all feel like a movie made by that director. And they're all still pretty good, like generally. So I was just fascinated that that's what this franchise was. All of these different people making these movies and making their own movie, and yet it fits somehow and works and is usually pretty successful and usually a pretty good movie also.
Yeah.
And then they ruined it all with this one. Because
How?
they brought the guy back from the 5th one. The guy who wrote and directed it. So now it's ruined.
Why?
Because now it's the same guy who did 2 of the movies. It's ruined. It was this weird little microcosm thing of we kept getting a different director every
Yeah,
time.
constantly passing the baton. It was like a relay race.
I liked it.
Yeah.
This movie might be good. I have confidence.
Well, it's ruined apparently.
The little perfect bubble, my weird perfect bubble is ruined. That's
Yeah,
correct.
like no one else knows this.
No,
by the
no one
way.
else cares.
Like I just assume the same director's done all of them. 'Cause,
No.
like, why not?
No.
Yeah.
And I actually like the 5th one. So if he makes a movie like that again, I'll like it most likely.
Yeah.
But this weird thing that you never see in movies happened, and now it's popped.
Now you're bothered.
Well, I mean, it's a stupid reason to be bothered, granted,
Yes.
but
I'm glad you're saying that, and I don't have to.
I'll admit it. But I liked the idea of that. So
Yeah. You know what I like the idea of?
what?
Neapolitan ice cream right now.
Do you want ice cream?
Sort of.
Do you want to go like Cold Stone?
No,
or-
we don't need to go. We don't need to like do anything about that. I'm just saying. It's just like, man,
There.
what I would do for some Cherry Garcia.
I can go to like McDonald's and get you a little cone.
No, it's good, man. It's good. We'll get you your stone oven fire
Whatever it is.
grill.
So you haven't seen any of these movies, right?
No.
Well, you've never seen Tom Cruise in any movie, have you?
Except for Top Gun.
Did you ever see Tropic
I only
Thunder?
saw the very beginning of it too. It's like when he pulls up in the car or whatever,
On the motorcycle, you mean?
or well, yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. I got.
He has a motorcycle the
just a
entire
bunch-
movie.
Like literally, by the way, like me watching that movie consisted of me walking downstairs, my roommates having that movie on, taking about 2 minutes to watch it and then left. So that's as much screen time as I've seen with Tom Cruise.
Oh, I have actually a story about that movie
Okay.
that's, I think, interesting.
Should I be seeing the movie first? Is this going to ruin it for me?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So I saw that movie in theaters. They played it in IMAX. So
Yeah.
This is probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I went with some friends, and we were watching it. And then probably halfway through the
Thanks
movie,
for the invite, bro.
you were gone.
By
I'm
the way.
sure. I'm sure you were gone.
Yeah, I wasn't living here.
You left me.
It's true, I did leave you.
So we're in the theater and watching the movie, probably halfway through it, maybe a little less. And this guy just starts quoting the movie really loudly for like 5 minutes, maybe longer, straight, where he just keeps saying the lines before they come out of Tom Cruise's mouth. And so I'm not a very confrontational person. I'm not going to start a fight.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to start a fight with this guy. But
Right.
I looked at my friend and I kind of told him, if this guy goes for like 1 more minute, I'm literally going to stand up and tell him to shut the hell up right now.
Yeah.
Like I had
Did you?
No, because he stopped.
Did you? Look at him. Look at. Oh man, they didn't want to say hi. We were looking while Andrew was saying that. There's this couple. It looks like
There's always
in the
a
car
couple
next-
with you.
Always a couple that
You're always
that
trying to
comes up next to us on the left. I know they always think I'm trying to flirt.
You're always
and
trying
I'm
to
not.
get them.
I'm not. I have no interest. You're making a left turn. I'm going straight. Like it's just not meant to be.
This isn't going anywhere.
It just is. It isn't going anywhere. That's a good one. Yeah. Anyway, so what happened? Did you stand up?
He finally shut up. No, I was really close. I was about 10 seconds, 15 seconds to going off on him, and
Yeah.
he shut up. But it just bothered me so much because, okay, yes, lots of people have seen this movie, but you don't do that in a theater. Like,
Yeah, get a life, dude.
do that in your house if you want to be
Who
quiet.
does? No. Who does that?
I don't-
Like, why would you?
Sit there
I've
and
never
quote the whole
respected
movie?
people who've quoted the whole movie.
No, that's bad.
You know what also upsets me? My mom used to do this a ton. Like when we would watch movies, she'd tell us how it ends, like before it ends.
That's terrible.
Like even when she wouldn't see it, she has like such a good sense. She's like, "Oh, this is how they're gonna wrap it up. It's gonna do blah blah blah." And every time she was right.
Why would she ruin that for you?
Well, like this is her first time watching it too.
Oh,
she,
so
like,
she's
didn't
she's good at
fully
guessing.
know, but she was always right.
So she's just good at like
And I was like,
figuring it out.
Mom, I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
I didn't
Also,
know.
Get Shorty, Ray Romano.
He looks-
Everybody
he looks like a
on
homeless person.
Epix. And
Chris O'Dowd.
Chris O'Dowd.
Yeah, no one knows who that is. I do, but no one else
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I feel like I've seen that face with that haircut for a long time though. Has he kind of had that haircut for a while?
I think his hair was longer before,
Oh,
a
okay.
little curlier.
Mm.
So yeah, shout out to Epix, I guess, if anyone has that.
Yeah, our video, our video sponsor today.
We already had a face care sponsor.
Yeah, we have Tish Hanley.
We'll see what.
Now we got Epix. Man, we're killing it, dude.
We're gonna see what BMW ends up being in this movie, and then we'll tell you that's our vehicle sponsor for this podcast.
Yeah.
Which I'm not even joking. That actually, the last 2 Mission Impossible movies have had BMWs like sponsors in them.
Oh yeah.
Like they're all driving BMWs or BMW motorcycles and stuff.
Oh.
So that's a real thing. I'm not even making a joke.
Aw, look at that. Another cute little family.
Man, you are just.
I gotta stop waving.
See, this is your fault.
Yeah, when I start waving, that's when it becomes my fault.
You're like smiling at them.
I'm like, hello. And they're like, why are you hitting on my girl? I'm
The
like,
guy's
I'm
staring
not.
at you.
I'm not, though. Anyway, whatever.
So I didn't even hear. Are you excited for this movie? Or you don't really care.
I really don't give a shit, to be
Okay.
honest.
Fair
Like,
enough.
I feel like I'm getting into it so late. They're going to be, like, a lot of references that I won't even understand.
I don't actually disagree because the other ones, for the most part, stood on their own as movies. There were things and characters from the past movies and relationships, but nothing super integral in terms of like, I don't understand your dynamic. I don't understand you as characters because you've been building for so long.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just don't feel like, have they given it a rest?
What do
Did
you
they
mean?
ever, like, take a break on these movies?
This is the 6th one in 22 years. That doesn't feel too rushed.
Well, it's every 4 years, but, like, you can kind of count on that at a certain point.
I mean, so
Do you feel like they've continuously done this, or did they kind of reboot it at one point in time?
it feels like after like the 4th one has become what this iteration is.
Okay, so this kind of feels a little different then.
So the first one is different.
Yeah.
The second one's different. The third one's different. And the fourth and fifth one, I think, are the most similar to each other.
Yeah.
That's not bad because I actually like.
No, it's fine. It's whatever.
But it's almost. Have you ever seen, how many Fast and Furious movies have you seen?
One.
Just one? Okay.
No, two.
Okay.
That's a lie,
It's
two.
a similar thing with this. Is after the fifth one, things got like ridiculous. Like the fifth one was the one where it's like, oh, okay, now this thing is just gonna go completely off the
Right.
rails. And
Screen, bro. We gotta go.
you gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. Vroom, vroom.
So it was like that with Fast and Furious, where after the fifth one, Fast 5, it just became like a cartoon completely. They just fully went into that mode.
Yeah.
They stopped trying to be gritty at all. So that's kind of how I feel about Mission
The Bourne
Impossible.
Identity.
No, not The Bourne Identity, which is a good movie, but
Yeah, I liked those movies.
they are really good actually.
It'll be interesting to see if I prefer Bourne Identity over Mission Impossible or vice versa.
Oh,
What do you prefer?
so as a whole,
You gotta pick one.
as a whole, I think the Bourne
We're just not gonna go.
movies are better.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not surprised by
But
that answer.
one thing I will say, even though we're about to wrap up,
Yeah.
is the last Mission Impossible movie came out the same year as the last 007 movie. And so as I was watching 007, it was Spectre, which I didn't very much care for.
Well, yeah, because you could just read the transcripts online because of the Sony leaks.
Oh, I didn't actually do that. But as I'm watching that movie, it wasn't the same movie as the Mission Impossible one, but it was very similar in a lot of the themes and what was going on. I just kept thinking, oh, I liked that movie more. That movie did it better. I kind of wish I was watching that movie instead of this movie.
Instead of this one.
Yeah. So I liked
It's
that.
like wanting an ex back. It's like, oh.
Except no, because
She was pretty great.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I maybe shouldn't have messed with that.
It's
So.
funny. All right, guys, we are pulling up to the theater. This is the first reaction, episode 41, Mission Impossible 6.
Mission Impossible Fallout is the title.
Yeah, because 6 would be too ridiculous. Mission Impossible 6. All right, we'll see you after the show. Whoa.
I know, it's been a while.
Yeah, like what, 2 weeks?
I think it was like a week.
A week?
Something like that.
Man, that was a slow week.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? It's Christian and Andrew from the future.
We are.
In recent news, MoviePass has gone to shit. We now only go to AMC's, I guess.
This is true.
And we just saw Mission Impossible. Actually saw it.
Yeah, it took us
Not showed up to the theater and then couldn't see it because, oh, MoviePass forgot to pay its electric bill. I hear they're $5 million in the hole. Like they owe $5 million in debt.
well, they
Like,
had
this has gone from not profitable to we're in debt now.
Oh man. Yeah, they had to borrow that money just to get the lights back on, turn that air conditioning, in the offices back on.
Yeah, well, they really believe in indie films.
That's it.
Yeah.
None of this Mission Impossible blockbuster stuff.
No, just indie films because that's why people spend $10 a month so they can go see indie films.
That's right.
Risk free. I don't know. I just feel like you could read a Reddit forum and have a pretty good sense as to whether or not you want to see that indie movie.
Yeah,
And that doesn't cost you $10.
this is true. Or plus the $8 for surge pricing when no one goes.
Is it $8?
At least here, yeah.
It's $8.
Here, yes.
I thought it was $4.
That's what they said, and then whenever you look at the app, it says 8.
You're kidding.
No, it's crazy.
So it's $18 to go see a movie?
One, yeah.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Just wait till it's in the dollar theater, folks.
Welcome to Movie Pass.
Anyway, enough on MoviePass because they suck and we canceled them today. How are you?
A little tired,
Yeah, same.
Got out of the movie. Maybe we should,
Yeah. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. right now.
It was a long movie.
Pacific Standard Time.
That's correct.
It was a long movie. There were lots of God, it was just so ridiculous.
The ending, yeah. They
was-
ramped it up to 1 million.
Yeah.
It became some Fast and Furious shit right there.
Yeah, it just didn't make any sense after a while. It was just like, what?
I was laughing.
Oh, and you boulder? Okay. Okay. At a certain point, I don't know, man. Also, Tom Cruise, that's his name, right?
Correct.
His acting is pretty bad.
I mean, there are scenes when he's hamming it up a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I will say.
Yeah, like it's I've seen better acting before.
I agree.
I don't know if from him, but
He
I've
can be a
seen,
good actor.
Like when? If you reference a movie from the 80s, it doesn't count.
I mean, like, I liked him in Tropic Thunder.
Oh, come on.
I don't know if that's a good acting performance, but it's like something different, I gotta say. I didn't expect that from him.
All right, fine. I'll give you that.
So what did you like about this movie, if you liked anything?
I mean, I generally, you know what I really liked? This was actually like when I was thinking of the things I liked most about this movie.
Okay.
Honest answer.
Mm-hmm.
There were some really nice jackets in this movie. Like, man, they had some great leather jackets and some suede jackets. I mean, it was pretty impressive what they put those designer jackets through. They were really nice. I mean, even when he, like, at the end, you know, because, spoiler alert, he lives, and
Sure.
it's fine, as usual.
I mean, yeah, that's what
Just
you
like the last 5 movies, if you haven't caught on. He's like laying in bed and he has that sweater on. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
that is a nice sweat. Like, I can tell. I'm like, that's a good fabric, whatever that
I
is.
mean, only the best for Tom.
Yeah. Only the best for Tom. Sure, there are kids out here with smallpox, but yeah, he'll wear a designer.
He's got that cashmere.
Yeah, that cashmere hoodie. Yeah.
Anything else you liked?
It's a cashmere yak blend.
Himalayan yak.
Himalayan, yeah, exactly. What else did I like? I generally like the story. I mean, I kind of knew where it was going, but it was kind of like fun just to watch the whole thing unfold. His acting was bad, but like cringeworthy sometimes and really funny other times. So like, I guess it wasn't all bad.
Mhm.
Like, it was bad in a good way.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
You enjoyed it.
Yeah, like I enjoyed his bad acting. What else? Superman was cool.
Yeah, I liked him.
Yeah, Superman was cool.
It's nice to see him in a
The
movie.
club was dope. That club scene was kind of
Except,
cool.
you know, they have really good soundproofing in the other rooms that aren't in the club. If you notice, they go into other rooms that are in the same building, and it's like you're not even next to the club at all anymore. You don't hear any like music or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little unrealistic.
Oh, I mean, you know, I'm not
Well,
gonna harp
I mean,
too much.
yeah. Let's not talk about all the things that are unrealistic about
There's
this
a
this
lot of
movie.
other stuff.
You know what else was interesting? It was very like how do I explain this? What do you call a person that kind of embodies like he's an archetype. Like,
Okay.
it's American idealism. Like, I felt like Tom Cruise is like the good guy who does the right thing, you know, in every situation, and is just, you know, like, and
Yeah.
I wasn't like, I'm not knocking that. I actually like, I wasn't mad about it. So
Okay.
I guess like, because I wasn't mad about it, therefore I liked it.
Okay.
It's kind of falling. It's like sand sort of slipping out of my hands right now as I'm saying it. but you know what? I'll stand behind that.
I guess, yeah.
I won't die on that hill, but I'll kneel on it. You know.
Okay.
Like I'll be there. But yeah, no, I thought it was a good movie. Like,
Okay, that's
all
good.
in all, like, I think it's worth seeing. It's what's interesting, like, because I haven't seen any of these movies, right?
Yeah.
And I know you've seen a lot of them, so this
Yeah.
will be kind of interesting for you, because you're gonna, I hope, we'll compare them to other ones. It felt like an old movie, like, in a weird way. Like, it felt like a movie that would have come out like 2002, between 2001 and 2005 to me.
Okay.
There are terrorists, blah, 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 blah. But
I mean,
like,
there's always terrorists.
yeah.
but-
I mean, that's like the new thing.
Well, it's been that way for a
All
long
the
time,
rage
this movie.
since 9/11, pretty much. I feel like.
Uh-huh.
But it's weird because the story, like, the way that everything's done, it feels like an old movie. Not in terms of like an old movie, but in terms of like
Like
a
the
movie within the
structure.
early 2000s movie. Yeah, it's just, it has a very predictable structure. It's a big blockbuster, lots of like shots of the cityscape, and like, you know, it had like the ridiculously like awe-encompassing music, and like, you know, it was just like, it's very epic.
Mhm.
It's super epic, and I don't feel like movies are that way now, really.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
That makes sense.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So I feel like I would be able to embody what I'm trying to say better in like a few days, but this is the first reaction here.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
No.
So what were your thoughts? What'd you like? What'd you not like? How does it compare to the rest of them?
So for the most part, I did enjoy this movie. The beginning to me was a little bumpy, a little just like pacing wise and setting up the story felt just a little, I don't know, a little clumsy in my opinion. It's just like
Okay.
cut to this, then we're doing this now we're doing this. Oh, and now the story starts. It just, I don't know. Usually,
There was a lot going on.
yeah, it's
There's
just
a
like
lot
it's
going on.
just like go 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 go. So it's just a little. It took me a second to like catch up to it.
Huh.
Sometimes these movies ease you in. A lot of times you expect this happens in like James Bond movies too, where you have a big action set piece at the beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
and then it has nothing to do really with the main plot a lot of the times, or very little. And
Yeah.
then you go into the movie. This one didn't exactly have that.
Yeah.
It was more like set up and then it started.
But I feel like all the setup was necessary.
No, I get it. I'm not saying it should have been taken out.
Also, real quick, look at that moon.
I know.
Did you see
I
that?
noticed that earlier.
That's incredible. It looks like
It's-
Mars.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
So that was a little janky to me. I thought most of the action sequences were really fun. I like how they were shot. And
Yeah,
cut and
I do
paced.
too.
The last one just got a little too ridiculous towards the end of it. It just
Yeah.
it became insane. And I know these movies aren't realistic, but again, I'm gonna compare it to like Fast and Furious. It became Fast and Furious, where I'm just like, okay, this is just like stupid now. Now my brain is completely just laughing at this movie. It wasn't that I wasn't enjoying it, but enjoying it less for me.
Well, you kind of like, you can't be in it anymore. You can't be as invested because it's not as believable.
Absolutely.
It's like how you are when you read, I don't know. It's like when you watch Lost. It's like you can relate to it until that those last few episodes, and you're like, what the fuck?
Happened.
You know? And you're just like, well, that was a disappointment. But like, my point with it is, not to diss on Lost, although don't waste your time with it. It's more just you have to like detach from it, because it's like, there's no way I can even relate to this anymore.
Mhm.
Like, this just is so impossible, and I get that's the point, but
Yeah.
like there's no scenario where that would actually happen.
Mhm.
Just none. It just wouldn't.
No, I get you. I did like the story for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, it had different like
Layers.
layers. I wouldn't say twists, but everyone had like motivations that made sense, and it put the characters in sometimes interesting situations of having to kind of go against someone that they don't really want to, or put in a spot where it's like, I don't want to make this decision, but I will if I have to, and you kind of have to make the decision that you have to also. And how
Yeah.
like allegiances kind of keep shifting and where they're going and what they're trying to get accomplished.
Well, that's what I liked, is that it was like every character was developed for each character. Does that make sense? So like, you had a sense of their ethics and their morals and like what was important to them.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes stories are too like stagnant in that area. It's, I always do things this way, you know, and there's no like real development or challenge to that, or like, because you know what they're going to do. Like, you just know how it's going to go. And I felt like this movie, like, every character had moments where they kind of had to compromise a bit for the greater good, you know,
Yeah.
based on what that was, or show their true colors,
Yeah.
you know. And so for that, I thought that was actually really good character development, and I felt like that he had to develop a lot of characters. So I got to give
Yeah.
him props on that.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that's set up from the fifth movie, the one who came before this one, and a lot of characters that were in that movie and kind of come back, and there's more built on them.
Yeah.
It's interesting because a lot of the other movies kind of stood on their own, and this one is the most connected, I would say.
Huh.
These two are the most connected out of any of them,
Interesting.
where they have a story that actually...
Is that a good thing, a bad thing, or just a thing?
I think it's just a thing. I don't dislike it.
Yeah.
One movie that I didn't like that tried to do that later was Spectre, the last James Bond movie,
Uh-huh.
where it tried to tie everything together, and it just didn't do that very well. Obviously, these movies happen in the same universe. He's done all the things in all the other movies,
Yeah.
and there's stuff from even like the third one or whatever, and it's just little things though. At that point, it's not like, oh, this is what it's been building up to. It's just like, no, these other things have happened, and so This is specifically where his character is, and these other characters are after all this time together.
Yeah.
And even these new characters are getting their, newer characters are getting this time to kind of build their relationship with him and all of that. So
Yeah.
generally, I like the story a lot, but I agree, some of his acting wasn't great. I think,
Especially at the beginning, I was like, because I haven't like seen a Tom Cruise movie
yeah, you
that I
haven't.
can think of, like really like seen him in action. And just like the first few lines out of his mouth, I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be rough.
Yeah, I agree. It was,
know?
it wasn't the best.
He got better as the movie went on.
yeah. By the
They
way,
should just reshot all that.
By the way, just a little side note. The blonde girl in the movie, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
That's like he's like dating her in real life.
I'd believe it.
So that's a thing. I almost feel like she was in this movie just because of that. There was like a weird.
She was good. I thought she was actually
she was
really
good, but like there's like a weird like chemistry thing between their characters that didn't make any sense for their actual characters. And it felt like almost like an excuse just for them to have like a little like flirty thing because something's going on in real life. I don't know. That popped in my brain because I knew that. Not a real criticism, but just like
Yeah, I get you.
This is a little bit strange.
Yeah, I don't know.
But generally,
I wasn't bugged by it. I didn't know.
I
anything.
did like this movie. I will say, with this franchise, I feel like after the third one, it kind of shifted, at least the way it was done, and the last three have been more similar in the way that they're shot and kind of their story structure and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I actually think they've gotten better, to be honest. I don't know. I don't think this is my favorite one.
But it's not your least favorite.
No, it's still good.
Yeah.
I still enjoy it.
So
a lot.
rating? Would you give it a rating?
I'm gonna rank it out of Mission Impossible movies.
Okay. I like that.
I'm gonna say it's my third favorite one.
I give it a 6.
Okay.
It wasn't bad, but it was,
But you enjoyed it.
nice jackets.
It's a little long.
It's way long.
I would-
It's super
I would
long,
say-
but I wasn't bored, so that was good.
No, I wasn't either. Like I said,
It actually moved. The pacing was great.
a lot of the action was, and I'm not somebody who just goes to the movie to see action,
Yeah.
but it felt, I don't know,
Necessary.
some of the fights felt pretty like kind of gritty.
Yeah.
Specifically that one fight when they fight in the bathroom.
Yeah, I loved that
A lot of like the sound design and the shots and stuff.
That
are
was
just
a great fight.
It feels pretty brutal, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel cartoony or
Yeah.
anything until the end, until the ridiculous ending.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed it.
I always think of the commuter fight that happens.
Oh my
And then like the
gosh.
no fight with 1517 in Paris. We won't spend any more time on that.
The no fight. That's right.
Yeah.
The like grappling hug fest.
I'm like, wait, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Okay. Anyway, yeah, 6. I think it's a good movie. I mean, like goodish. I would give it a 7, but I don't use 7, so
So you can't give it an 8.
scale of 1 to 10 without a 7. That's always how I'm gonna roll. So I have to give it a 6. I can't give it an 8. It just didn't earn an 8. But yeah, what are we seeing next week?
I don't know, because this kind of marks the end, at least in my opinion, the end of the summer movie season, end of the blockbusters.
Oh no.
So we're gonna have to like recalibrate a little bit and see what's going on.
Okay, well we'll figure it out. We'll figure out something.
I haven't seen anything that looks too appealing.
I hear
to
that
me.
Would You Be My Neighbor movie's pretty good. The Mr. Rogers.
Oh
movie.
yeah. I don't
That'd be
know.
kind of
I
interesting.
don't know if AMC's showing that movie.
Oh my
Or we
god.
may have missed it. We may have missed it, to be honest.
Well, good thing we still have Movie Pass for a few days.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that McQueen movie that you wanted to see or something like that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right, guys. What episode is this? I don't even know. It's Mission Impossible episode,
Yeah.
Fallout. Because I can't remember the episode
I
name.
can't either.
Christian and Andrew, the first reaction. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.